What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Drementfh, and welcome to Thorium Gaming, and we're back with Nightly Valor, our attempts to bring the light of the Lady of the Lake to the entirety of the old world. And we've been really strapped for cash and at war with pretty much everyone, and the Empire's kinda on a high roll. And we're getting up there in turns too, so I'm kinda curious as to where our friends for the Forces of Chaos are. So we've got Lord Grimaldus and Lord Phoenix in the woods, and we might be going after Vauls Anvil. Vauls Anvil, of course, has a sizable garrison, including a lot of Glade Riders and Treant. Thankfully, we have some Knights of the Realm that can help deal with those. Well, it's only one unit of Knights of the Realm. And we do have access to the Lionhearted again in one more turn, and we'll have to pick them up. But the big thing that we're going to do for right now is we have a Skull Reef in range of Lord Aitadon, whose troops are all healed up. He's got a fair number of knights, some archers, some really good peasant units, and they're all starting to get a little bit of experience, especially the knights. So this might be against the Durthu again. It is against the Durthu, so we've got a bunch of monsters to deal with, but we do have Knights of the Realm, and Aitadon himself is pretty solid. Black Ark Corsairs, even the Hambo ones, are a little bit of a pain. Their infantry doesn't worry me as much. It's the monsters, especially that Black Dragon. But we're going to go in and see what we can do. Their leader is a sorceress, though. So we're going to be having some magic coming at us, and it's not going to do us too much good to be in the line of fire of her magic. So hopefully we'll be able to take her on with Aitadon and let our infantry deal with her infantry. So as we can see, there's a lot of monsters stacked up in the center. The Harpies don't worry me. The Black Dragon does. The Manticores, they kind of go a little bit off the rails, but not too terribly much. So let's just assemble our infantry. Our peasant bowmen. Get our Knights of the Realm all set up together, because we're going to need them to work as a team, essentially. And our Knights Errant are probably going to be on monster duty, too. And, of course, Aitadon is now on a Bretonnian warhorse. So, while he is cavalry, he's a lot stronger than cavalry. So, we can deal with that. So, let's start the fight and see what they end up doing. Essentially, we want to try and get the charges in, or counter-charge on the monsters. And Aitadon now has a healing potion, which makes it a little bit easier to keep him alive. So Harpies are going around the flank a little bit. Kind of a hurry up and wait situation right now. Those Harpies are really going off on that end. Looks like our archers are getting in range. Let's move our Knights Errant over a little bit. And our archers, we want focusing on those Black Ark Corsairs. Again, it's probably going to be a lot of charging and counter-charging. We're going to just have to accept the charges as they come in. And that Black Dragon hasn't landed yet. He's going after our knights. Wow, some of our infantry is already kind of getting screwed up. Send a couple of units of our Knights Errant around the flank. Try and get in charge those archers. We'll countercharge back. We're gonna... Wow, they are really just slaughtering our infantry. which is not going to help us out at all. Need to get our knights in. Just going wild. It's got to be that manticore that's in the center there. Of course, they do have Hydra as well. So a lot of our stuff is starting to rally. If we can get them back into the fight. And as soon as that black dragon is done, and it's losing fairly decisively here. But they have slaughtered enough of our troops to get their bonus. It's kind of a little bit of a mixed bag right now. That black dragon's getting really beaten on, but he's got 3 units of Knights of the Realm there, so it's not to be totally unexpected. Don't want to pop the potion on Aitadon just yet. Sometimes it's really hard to see in these forests. If that dragon goes down, and it should, we can start charging all of the other monsters. And the dragon is down, so let's pause real quick and see what we've got here. So we'll send this unit of Knights of the Realm, that Carbitus, those knights after that Carbitus, and there's a Feral Manticore in there that's going to get hit by the other set of knights. So that'll help there. These Knights Errant are doing a pretty good job holding on in the woods. It's the amount of monsters they have that it's really doing it to us. But their archers are getting chewed up by our knights, for the most part anyway. Alright, you knights need to get out of there, so we can get another charge in. Carbitus is... or is that a Hydra? That is a Carbitus. So it's literally devolved into just a handful of fights. This unit's going to suffer. Well, the entire army stack is going to suffer. With them routed, we can go after those black Corsairs. Right now, it's just a hold on and wait sort of situation. Sending swordsmen after a Carbitus is not exactly a great idea. But we can always send our Knights of the Realm to help. Every monster they lose is one less beastie we have to deal with. We're going to pop Aitadon's potion now. Get him back up a little bit. That entire center area is kind of being a pain. We'll turn and charge this Feral Manticore, see if we can kill it. Then we'll turn and charge the Carbitus that's over here and see if we can kill it.
God, help us! Charge!
Right now it's pretty much down to if we can kill enough monsters. Alright, so the other Carbitus is starting to get routed. And you're going to need some help soon, Aitadon. Especially with that Manticore coming back in. And those Knights Errant aren't doing anything. So we'll pull them over here. Usually charging spears is a bad idea. But by doing it this way, while they're engaged, it's all fine and good. We're definitely going to have to do some rebuilding on Aitadon's stack before the next fight.
Attack! Come on, lads!
Let's get those Knights of the Realm out of there.
Heroes of Bretonia!
Okay, we're starting to see some actual full-on routing here.
Ready for orders!
And our bowmen, what's left of them, can go after those hand bows.
Orders, my lord! Die, fiends! By the lady!
Where have all of our knights errant gone?
Who, men? We serve!
And it looks like we've got them routed. So costly, especially to our knights and our infantry, but well worth it in the end, because that's going to be 20,000 crowns. Yeah, we lost over 1,000 people in that. But we killed a bunch of monsters, a couple of feral manticores. Like, it was the monsters that did the work. Hopefully we won't lose a full stack of Knights of the Realm, because they were starting to get really experienced. And it is most definitely a Pyrrhic victory.
Striking out!
Alright, so Bloody suffered high casualties in multiple battles, so he's extra hit points and better things against vampire counts, and a Tollkeeper. So we also got a Servant, and 20,000 crowns. Generally that was really good. And we did lose that unit of Knights of the Realm, which kind of sucks. Virtue of Empathy would be great. It's really hard to choose between them, but we're going to grab the Questing Vow. Allow them to get some Questing Knights in there.
For now, yes.
Be a heck of a lot more punch against certain things. However, with those crowns in our pocket now, we can get the Curonne tournament grounds. And we just can't afford the Abbey of the Grail Companions, which is kind of lousy. But we'll have to deal with that as we go along. Now, Leoness, does Leoness get anything special? No, they do not. However, it does give us some advantages in that we can start building up our good cities. Paravon does have the Peaks of Paravon. What would we want to take out for that, though? You know what? We will kill the Siege Workshop. Actually, no, that's a fully upgraded one. That's Field Trebuchets right there. Oh, we can't really touch much there, except for the extra walls. So we're going to have to destroy the walls to get that building. Castle Artois doesn't get anything overtly special, but it also does not have a Grail Chapel yet. I think we're going to try and hold on to the cash that we have now. So we'll skip all the settlement upgrades. That definitely worked out alright.
My strength and wisdom are yours.
He's got more Sisters of the Thorn. I believe they're an archer unit, but I have to make sure. Yes, they're missile cavalry. So our few knights that are in Lord Phoenix and Lord Grimaldus' armies are not really going to cut it. So we're probably going to have to up them a bit. We lost a lot of peasants in the other fights, so... we could get Grail Knights. That's 4 turns sitting there. Can we wait 4 turns for Grail Knights? They are anti-large. They're living saints. Pegasus Knights, Royal Hippogriff Knights, Royal Pegasus Knights. There's so many cool things that we can have now, but there's a reason why I want this in Paravon. Minus upkeep, recruitment cost, recruit rank, and recruit duration for all of the flying cavalry, which is something we definitely want. And we haven't invaded the southern forest yet.
Not possible. Unwise.
True knight of Bretonia.
We don't want to assault units. We're trying to find their heroes
None shall see me.
and assassinate them.
You seek the lady's favor.
King Lewin, I would love to get you into a fight right now. love to take these out, but I think after we take Vauls Anvil, maybe the Crag Halls of Findle, and if we can, the Oak of Ages, we might make peace with them until we can set up properly. Hard to say. That said, though, there are now spots on Ulthuan. Well, it's under siege. I guess we won't be able to attack them there too easily. So many good things we could do. But once that's complete, we're going to be sitting pretty for a lot of stuff. And we just can't afford Pegasus area there yet, but it does give us access to Grail Knights and everything. So much that we could spend our cash on, but we have to reinforce Aitadon's army.
Protector of the realm.
And then we can go after this shipwreck, or the mysterious island, I guess it is. Well, let's let the other nations go while we think about it. There's not really much else that we can do. The southeastern portions of our territories that are under the watchful eyes of Lord Eddie, well, they've got orcs all around them, so we might have to defend a city from that. I'm still surprised that the Empire hasn't got rid of the vampiric corruption that's there yet. I mean, they have the force necessary to do so, but they just haven't. It's a little curious. And I'm still amazed at how many handgunners and greatswords. That army is just nasty. That's a lot of rocket batteries and a lot of greatswords. And the Emperor himself is doing some wondrous work. With any luck, they're going after the orcs down there, and we can kind of ignore them and build up a little bit. I mean, we do have Iron Rock and Barag Dwazbag, which are potentially good income earners, but at the same time, we have to actually invest time and money into them, and it's the money that's the problem right now. Though once the Curonne tournament grounds go up, that's an extra 1,000 coins per turn, which should ease up our pain on that front a little bit. I'm almost thinking that we should go back and fight Norska again, but with what's going on in the woods, it could be a little bit dicey. And really, I want to put the Wood Elves in a position where they can't win, so that we can either get them back on our side or come to terms with them, and then maybe go to war with Talea. Cazador of Zorn. Kneel before Zod? Maybe. I mean, the orc... Wow, that is a level 40 goblin shaman? It's a powerful hero. Though we are at the point where those kind of guys are going to start showing up. I think that was the first hero. Shady Dribblechin. Sometimes you just gotta love orc and goblin names. They're funny. So there's Grimgor. And he's raiding camping his own place. And it looks like the Wood Elves assaulted the Waterfall Palace, which is okay. We don't necessarily have to hold on to our gains in Athel Loren. We just have to keep the Wood Elves from being Wood Elfy. I can't even remember what we're researching right now. It's been kind of a wild week. I had to go to Cranbrook and do Foreigner there, which is a great show, and band and the crew there was great. Just, it's kind of left me a little confused as to where we are in some places. So Hexoatl is going to have a priest again, sort of king got taken. And Sar Arimon, you have gained a level, so we're going to give you the Lady's Mantle. Because, to heck with archers.
Noble. Guardian.
And we're just going to make sure that Lord Eddie does not get the lazy tag. We could assault units there, but it's not probably a good idea.
Destroy the faithless.
We have a little bit of cash to play around with now.
Paladin of Bretonia.
Alright, so we got that. We're going to go for a Pegasus there, but we'll give Furix some full plate armor to help him out. Lord Yogi has not moved yet, but he's our brand new hero, and he's going to be dealing with Furus and all of the good things down here. But since we have so much cash going for us right now, we're going to go into Curonne, get the Abbey of the Grail Companions. So that's a big boost in chivalry. Charge bonus for all cavalry units, for all armies. Vigor loss reduction for all armies. Hero recruitment rank goes up. And melee defense for Grail Vow units. So that's all of our lords and heroes that have the Grail Vow, Grail Knights, and the like. Iron Rock, we can slightly go up for the Iron Mine. So that'll make our recruitment of infantry a little bit easier. And Paravon, oh, we're going to have to cancel that thing at Iron Rock, because we can get something that's going to make our lives a lot easier. If we can start getting Royal Hippogriff Knights, we're going to be laughing. Oh, we just slightly can't afford it, which kind of sucks. Lord Aitadon, how are your... You're still gaining troops back. Let's actually move you down and pop you into board low. And then from there you'll be right near the island after you've recouped your losses. We should be upgrading these settlements a bit more, but at the same time, yeah, we've got other things on the go. So, we're just going to have to kind of deal with it for now. That's pretty much all we can do for right now. For making 2,000 a turn means we can possibly get some more units into Grimaldus' army. He doesn't have a lot of cavalry, just some questing knights and some... And he does have the Grail Vow, so we could get him Grail Knights and they would be not hard to keep, but we just gotta make sure that we can get the extra money we need. It's always tough. Oh, that's right. Grimaldus, for 1,200 coin, we can get the Knights of the Lionhearted back. Gives you a little bit more punch. Between you and Phoenix,
Protector of the realm. Valiant Lord.
I think Phoenix is actually in range of Vauls Anvil. But I don't really want to push it with that many army stacks down there. The Waterfall Palace hasn't really been built up too much yet. So we're going to wait and let that happen on the other turns. And I forgot to check what we were researching for technology. Someone failed to assassinate one of our heroes, Thibault. So we're just going to let the Empire stroll through its thing. Because you know how the Empire is sometimes. Well, the orcs are pushing up that way. But the Empire has a lot of really big army stacks, including steam tanks. Bloody steam tanks. Lots of rocket batteries, too. And that's the Luminarch of Hysh, isn't it? Templeoff Luminarch. Luminarch of Hysh. So yeah, that's the special one. They do have some good cavalry. Their Reichsguard Knights and their Empire Knights are pretty solid. They're not as good as our Bretonnian Knights, of course. They have no concept of chivalry. But they are really solid. They're kind of all over the place right now. I mean, the Empire is pretty wide and large, so there's that. They have a lot of good cities, too. Of course, our Dwarven allies can do their thing. I think we pretty much saved them from getting wiped out by the orcs by going over and fighting, and then the Empire picked up the mantle too. So the greenskins getting beat down was kind of a saving grace for the dwarves. It would be really, really nice if they decided to go after the King's Glade. Maybe we'll set that as a war coordination target for either the Empire or them. I mean, they do have the forces nearby. I don't know if they're at war with the Wood Elves, though. And Wurzag did some raiding. All things considered, the orcs and goblins are on par with us. I wish that Karl Franz would go and fight the orcs up north of us, but the fact that they got some army stacks down there is pretty decent. Hey, Slayer Keep, Kirak Kadrin. Slayer King lives there, and he's got a really, really odd situation. He's got a Slayer Oath, meaning he has to go out and find the biggest, baddest, nastiest baddie to kill him, so he can die and redeem his honor, but he's also a king, so he can't do that. It's a weird situation. Oh, and that's the head of the War Council himself, Tyrion. Is he going after the... He is going after the Black Ark. Wonder if he's going to be able to sink it. Be nice if he did. Way to go, Tyrion. Alright, so that's one less Black Ark on the ocean. Wonder where he's going now. With the exception of the Empire and the Dwarves, all of our other allies are pretty much the same strength as us. So those Germanic-themed neighbors of ours to the northeast, and our short, stunty, bearded allies are really rocking. Ooh, and the Sentinels were destroyed. Okay.
Paladin.
So Thibault, go after that branch wraith, but you failed. Let's up your assassinate ability a little bit. And Furix, are there any heroes in that army? We didn't click on the army, we clicked on the... It's Azeg the Slaughterer, but that's okay. And I just made a boo-boo by doing that, because we can no longer grab the Temple of Paravon, unless we go after that mysterious island. Aitadon's forces aren't exactly back to full strength yet, but he's got knights, and he's pretty tough himself. So we'll go in and see if we can get something out of it. So there's another 1,500, and that will give us what we need to do the Temple at Paravon. Or Temple, I don't know what it's called, actually. The Peaks of Paravon. There we go. So now we can start getting Hippogriff Knights. While we're thinking about it, too, we could use some more infantry in Grimaldus' army. We can't really afford any more polemen, and we definitely can't afford foot squires right this second. He's got 4 units of archers and 4 units of infantry, but only 1 sword and 1 spear with shields. So we'll grab another swords with shields. And then afterwards, we're going to go after Vauls Anvil. We can build them up a bit more. I'm tempted to send Shiffroy up the edge of the woods and in to help them. Might be a good idea. Yeah, Muffin and Yelena can help the king. So we'll send Shiffroy up to add some weight to this. Well, it's more adding some more archers and a trebuchet. I don't think either of these guys have a trebuchet. No, they do not. What were we researching? Oh yeah, steel furnaces. So more armor for all of our knights. Alright, I guess we're going to pass it over to the other nations and see what they do. And Shiffroy got Taskmaster. I guess he just needed one more turn in March stance, which is pretty cool. Reiklin Rufane and the Silver Seal. So he's done both of his hero quests. Now it would be really, really, really lousy if the Empire went to war with the Dwarves at all. But it looks like the Orcs are about to take another big hit. Or they'll flee. Probably for the best that they do flee. Mostly because there's a lot of Empire badassery over there, and are they actually going to take him out? Alright, so that is a big hit to the Orcs. Warzag the Great Green Prophet is now wounded again. The Empire is just kind of rolling all over things. We're going to have to start catching up to them. But I guess while we are using Aitadon as kind of our coastal scavenger, won't be too bad to get into. Every time I see the Misty Mountain on this map, all I can think of is Lord of the Rings. And the song they did for it, because that was actually really good. All of the songs the actors sung in both the Hobbit trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, it was on point. I really enjoyed the music they put in. Don't like the fact that they took out Tom Bombadil, but the fact that the actors went that extra length to sing those songs really well really added to the depth of the story. That's a story I've known for a long time, but seeing it brought to life in that way was pretty awesome, to be perfectly honest. That's a lot of Slayers. Actually, a lot of the series of movies and things that I've been watching lately I've been finding that there's a common theme in them. It has less to do with the story and more to do with how the story is portrayed. Been binge watching Vikings, the first 4 seasons. Oh, and yeah, we're going to lose that one. He's probably going to raid it. Might take it over. And he did take it over. But that's okay. We weren't expecting to hold on to much of this. It was more to deal a blow to the orcs than anything else. And there's a dwarven hero wounded. Huh. Orcs and goblins are trying to push back. If the Empire could go in there and beat on them a little bit more, that would be perfect. But of course they won't. Alright, Tyrion, where are you headed off to? That's it? Well, that's a little different. I don't even know what Nagaron's going to do. It'd be really, really cool if we could send a force over to the New World to help deal with them, but I don't know if Aitadon's going to be up to the task. At least not right away.
One step further, Strange.
We're not signing a non-aggression pact with the undead in any way, shape, or form. They're a blight against the lady. Oh, hey, that's Garrick Ziflin, our goodly friends up in the Grey Mountains. They've been kind of hanging around and helping us out since the very start of the game. I don't even know if they're still there. They should be. Though with the Vampire Coast DLC, again, we're not signing peace treaties or anything with you. With the Vampire Coast DLC, it moved Heinrich Himmler over into that area, so they have to deal with... We're not signing a non-aggression pact with orcs. Alright. So now what I was saying, since we got a little bit of time before an activity happens, Blackstone Post becomes Heinrich Himmler's HQ, and it starts off as another vampiric faction. So,
Do you know who I am?
it's a little bit more intense, shall we say.
It shall be so. Glory awaits.
Alright, Shifroy can go there.
Hands of the lady be upon you.
And then on the next turn, we should be able to get in there and deal with them. It's really, really tight in the forests.
I shall be discreet. Bretonnian.
Alright, Furix. Assault the garrison there. Definitely helps. We'll get you some more plate armor. Karak Azul has a large garrison. But at the same time, Grimgor Ironhide is right there. Bloodforge armor, and he's got Gitsnik. And Lord Eddie does not have a lot in the way of forces available to him. Do we have the Safer Woods Decree? Force Edge Decree, yes we do. So every battle against the Wood Elves helps us out. And we'll grab Master Swordsmiths. Is there anything else that we can do to increase our peasants' leadership? Professional Fletchers. I think we're pretty much maxed out for what we can do for our infantry. But yeah, we'll take the Master Swordsmith. Actually, let's grab Blinker Hoods. Leadership and charge bonus is a good thing, considering we're going to be trying to charge as much as possible. And Aitadon,
My strength and wisdom
your forces are doing a little alright, actually. We do want you to recover. We'll put you in Muzelon for a minute, and then we'll get you to go over to that wreck.
Yes.
Just get your troops up a tiny bit. While you're in Muzelon, is there anything that's only going to take a turn for you to reinforce yourself? Can't get any knights there in a turn. We could grab another unit of archers, though. Why not? They're cheap. So 4 turns on the peaks of Paravon, and only 3 more on the tournament grounds. That'll definitely boost our income. The only problem with Bretonnians is we can't raid without suffering some penalties, which kinda sucks. I'd really love it if Orion would just send one of the army stacks out to fight us without sending his entire army out to fight. But let's hand it over to the other nations and see what they do. Why would you not take that, Balthazar? I have no idea why the Empire does what it does sometimes. But they are really, really, really spread out. Granted, they have the army stacks to cover everything, but at the same time, I mean, it's so much of their equipment is spread out, and that's 2 Hellblaster volley guns. So, that's a lot of firepower. I've got so many Demigryph Knights, too. Where would you are you going to circle around to the north? I guess they're going to try and take out the rest of the Orcish holdings up in the mountains, while we kind of deal with them down here. Ideally, when fighting against the Empire, the Hellblaster or Hellstorm rocket batteries, you want to hit them with either cavalry, flying cavalry, flankers, direwolves, whatever you can, as quickly as you can, because the longer they're allowed to stay up, oh dear, they do a lot of damage. And some of these Empire armies have 4 of the units of them. So that's a lot of rockets. Granted, it's cowardly, but still, it's impressive to see. As long as you're not standing downrange from them. And you have some Iron Drakes. Flamethrower infantry. Leave it to the dwarves, right? Let's put all this oil, pitch, and everything into a giant tank, pressurize it, and then spray it on people and light them on fire. Yeah, gotta love the dwarves. The greenskins are really starting to hurt, though. With any luck, those Empire stacks will wipe them out up in the mountains. Which would be great. They've got a lot of really good heroes so far. There's a lot to deal with at times, I think. They keep assaulting our garrison in the woods. Is Norska actually going to go and try to do something? Because I'd really rather not have to send Aitadon back up to Curonne to deal with more Norseman invasions. It would just suck. I wonder what Khemri's up to, because they've been kind of passive for a lot of this campaign so far. I mean, they're pretty solid in what they control, but they haven't done much. And I mean, they haven't even gone for their books in Nagash. So, Are they just chilling? Or do they have a bunch of army stacks we don't know about because they don't pay upkeep for theirs? And are they just waiting to spread out and fight people? Technically, they are a faction of undeath, but they don't work with the vampires very well. Again, we're not forming an alliance with you. We have a trade agreement, and that's as far as I'm willing to go.
Protector of the realm.
Alright, so everything should be set up.
Honor before glory.
This could turn really, really ugly really quickly.
Honor and glory.
So Phoenix, we'll get you over there.
To victory.
Make sure your banners are in the right place. Missile resistance, we'll put that on a set of Knights of the Realm. Speed on other Knights of the Realm, and you're going to encircle.
Lord. Very well, if you insist. Taking my lead.
Lord Grimaldus can get in on this. As can Shiffroy.
Death to the enemy.
It'll still be an uphill battle for us. They have a lot of archers and a lot of Wildwood Rangers.
Strike them down.
But we're going to leave that for next time, guys, because that's pretty much going to do it for this week. I still have a fairly decent head cold, so it's kind of getting hard to talk. So if you liked the video, guys, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, pop up in this or other Let's Plays, just hit that subscribe button, and make sure you're turning your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. Remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.